what the black man and woman needs to know about the nation, about the world, about themselves. Muhammad Speaks It. To order your 12-issue subscription to Muhammad Speaks newspaper, 313-371-7033. 313-371-7033. Kareem Bean Pie is the grand champion of all bean pies. The rich flavor and smooth texture takes this pie to a whole new level of delicious. One bite and you'll understand why people all over the country call daily to order Kareem Bean Pie. 313-371-7033. That's 313-371-7033. Kareem Bean Pie.
This bean pie is delicious.
Muhammad Speaks presents Messenger Elijah Muhammad's Teachings by Minister Khalil Shabazz every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. at Muhammad's Temple of Islam, 12609 East McNichols Road in Detroit.
Brothers and sisters, we rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Soul Masters, dear gentlemen, in which we now live. The alone do we serve, and the alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path, path of those upon whom thou spell thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he, Allah is one God. Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none is heard to be served worth to praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is our true servant and last apostle. Ameen. We'd like to acknowledge the brothers and sisters that extended us the greetings of Assalamu Alaikum. We have Sister Hala Brooke from California. We have Brother Ibrahim Muhammad from Florida. We have Brother Abdul Hassan from Virginia. We have Brother Abdul Ali from Maryland. We have Minister Kareem Allah from Pennsylvania. We have Sister Nubila from Alabama. And we have Brother Rashid. I'd like to say in the name of Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, and in his name, and in the name of his last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, I'd like to greet the brothers and sisters with the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu Alaikum. Today we like to talk about the black man's history in the Quran and prophecies. We got another video. This one was posted 2 days ago. Now this brother right here, the name of the video is called Nation of Islam Cast into Hot Salami Lake of Fire. They done got so with the disrespect that they just get comical with it, because they know Muslims ain't gonna say nothing. So this particular one, this brother right here was a lost found who was in prison. From what I could hear from him speaking into the mic, like from a distance, he was saying that an old head, he said, in prison was teaching him Islam. So the brother was, you could tell the brother was trying with what he knew to try to defend the teachings. So all praise is due to Allah. And he was trying to with what he knew. So the bus stop brother started talking against the tribe of Shabazz. He was talking against Yaqub. He just totally dogging Islam. So the thing that I want to deal with from this video is he was talking about the Quran. He was saying how he never heard Muslims teach from the Quran. So let's start with the Quran. And we only gonna use the Quran today. We not gonna use nothing from the Bible. We gonna show you the black man's history in the Quran and prophecies of the black man. All praise is due to Allah. Now this comes from the June 6, 1968, Muhammad Speaks. And this is called the Grievous War. The messenger says, he says most of the teachings of the Holy Quran is directed to the last messenger Muhammad. He says it is to inform him and teach him the truth of the resurrection of the mentally dead, whom he is commissioned to raise. Now, this is the huge difference between the Bible and the Holy Quran. And this is what Bus Stop Bishop and the Israelites use to their advantage. Because the Bible mostly talks about the history of the black man being a slave. And that's why Deuteronomy 28 is the Bus Stop's favorite Bible chapter and verse to use on the black man. Because it's talking about the black man being a slave. The black man being under curses. The black man not being able to do nothing for himself. But the messenger, he says most of the teachings of the Holy Quran is directed to the last messenger, Muhammad. It is to inform him and teach him the truth of the resurrection of the black man. Now that's the huge difference. The Holy Quran talks about the history of the black man, but it talks about the history of the black man resurrecting or rising from this bad condition. And most of that history is for the messenger. It says most of the teachings of the Holy Quran is directed to the last messenger, Muhammad. It is to inform him and teach him the truth of the resurrection of the mentally dead, whom he is commissioned to raise. Now let's give an example of that. Let's go to the Muhammad Speaks. This is the September 11th, 1964 Muhammad Speaks. It says, plan to build a black bank. Because we talking about Bus Stop Bishop say, the prophecy ain't no prophecies in the Quran, and the Quran don't talk about the black man. The Quran does talk about the black man, but it's for the messenger. The one who is commissioned to raise up the black man from mental death. Praise due to Allah. So the messenger has in the 1964 Muhammad Speaks newspaper, it says plans to build a black bank. Now this right here is the messenger showing us the history of the black man in the Quran. Because it talks about the resurrection of the dead. It's not talking about the black man being a slave. It's not talking about the black man not being able to do nothing for himself. It's talking about the black man and his resurrection. So when you had a messenger talking about the Quran, he's the Quran in the flesh. He is the living example of the resurrection of the black man. So when you see these titles in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, it's titles showing the resurrection of the black man. So this is plans to build a black bank in 1964. Then you had 9 years later. It says a black bank for the black man. This is the messenger showing us the resurrection of the black man. So in this newspaper, the messenger is showing us the bank. Then the messenger has bank president promises progress. So not only do the messenger have a black bank for the black man, but the president of the bank is also a black man, showing the resurrection of the mentally dead. So in this, Muhammad Speaks, this is what it says. It says, before our very eyes, Messenger Muhammad is developing the Muslims of North America into a nation which is gaining international recognition and respect due to its success. There is no failure in the plans of Allah for his people. Farms, homes, and businesses of various types are springing up throughout this country and elsewhere as proof of the power and wisdom of the God of the black man. It is time for all black people and black businesses of America and elsewhere to support Messenger Muhammad in his work of building self-independent nation. The power and success of the messenger gained to him or granted to him by the guidance of Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad has been proven beyond a doubt and is unquestioned by the civilized nations of the earth. So this bank that the messenger was able to build for the black man is an example of the power of Master Farad Muhammad to resurrect the black man. But what most people will say, they will say, where is it at now? That's a big excuse that a lot of people use not to follow the message. They'll look at all of the progress and success of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which is proof of his divine guidance. But they will say, well, where is it now? If he was the messenger of Allah, why did his plan fail? Because it's not here today. Now, since we talking about the Holy Quran, let's go to chapter 64, verse 12. It says, and obey Allah and obey the messenger. But if you turn away, the duty of our messenger is only to deliver the message clearly.
Yes, sir.
That's all the messenger has to, because we talking about the Quran.
Yes.
The brothers say the Quran don't prophesy of the black man. The Quran don't have no history of the black man in it. And yes, it does. Because the messenger says, I am the Muhammad of the Holy Quran.
Yes, sir.
So the Holy Quran is talking about the messenger resurrecting the black man. So this bank, even though we don't have the bank today, even though the homes, the businesses, the friendships and all walks of life that the messenger established for us in other countries, we don't have it now. But the Holy Quran, it says, and obey Allah and obey the messenger. But if you turn away, it says the duty of our messenger is only to deliver the message clearly.
Yes.
So the messenger did his job.
He did.
He showed us that Master Farad Muhammad is God in person. He do to Allah. He didn't show it to us by bus stop Bible pattern. He showed us through his works.
Yes.
So the Holy Quran. This is chapter 64, verse 12. This one right here is one of my favorites. This one is chapter 42, verse 48. It says, but if they turn away, we have not set thee as a watcher over them. Thy duty is only to deliver the message. It ain't the messenger's job to watch over us. It's his job to deliver the message clearly to the black man. And this is what the messenger did. So let's go on to one more example. This one comes from chapter 13, verse 40. And this is from the section called Steady Progress of Truth. It says, whether we let thee see part of that which we promised them, or cause thee to die, thine is but the delivery of the message, and ours is to call them to account. That's the Holy Quran, teaching us the black man's history by Allah raising up a message to teach us the message plain, simple, and clear. The messenger said, I'm going to make the truth so plain that a fool can't err. So the messenger did that. And the Holy Quran say, even if we have our messenger to die and he don't see what we promised them, his only job is to deliver the message.
Yes, sir.
That's all we raising him up to do. We telling him a message, he deliver it clearly. That's his job. Pray do to Allah. But God, Allah, Master Farad, he said, we the ones who gonna hold him to account. Because we ain't raising up a messenger for no games. We're not raising up a messenger for you to act like you got a choice to sit. You do have a choice. But there is consequences for your choice. Because bus stop bishop, whenever they talking to the black man, they like to use Holy Quran, chapter 2, verse 47. Because that's the verse that talks about all the special favor that God gave to the Israelites. So bus stop bishop, he what you call a cherry picker. Some people don't quote the Holy Quran or the Bible, they cherry pick. So they pick them verses out the Bible and the Holy Quran that suits them. So this fake bus stop bishop, he cherry picks through the Holy Quran. He try to use the verses that he cherry picked to make you think that Allah, that Israel was something special. But let's look at it. Let's go on even further with the messenger. We want to go, before we deal with that, I forgot to show something else. So this right here is the Jet magazine, March 1975. Because we're going to go back and touch on how the messenger, his only job is to deliver the message. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he delivered the message to us. He established a bank for us. What else did he do? The messenger got, this is the May 19th, 1972, Muhammad speaks. It says, the great gift of our Libyan brothers. $2,978,406. It says, Allah says, friendships in all walks of life. May Allah bless our Libyan brothers. Once again, the messenger's job is to deliver the message. He said most of the teachings in the Holy Quran is directed at the messenger. To teach him and to guide him in resurrecting the black man. So the messenger taught us that Allah promises us friendships in all walks of life. So the messenger on the Muhammad Speaks newspaper has at the top, brothers locking arms, Asia, America, and Africa. All his job is to deliver the message, deliver it clear to the black man. He said, Allah says friendships in all walks of life. So the messenger had friendships with the whole government of Muslims. Yes, having that government of Muslims help the black man. Yes, that's what the messenger said that it means when it says, behold, I will send you Elijah, and he will open the hearts of the fathers to the children and the hearts of the children to the fathers. That's in Malachi 4 and 5. But stop bishops say, that ain't Elijah. Well, who is it then? Because the messenger told us. He said our fathers was Islam. He said Islam is the nature of the black man. He said the black man is a Muslim by nature. Yes, sir. And all Muslims are brothers of each other. That's what the messenger taught us. So the messenger, all he had to do, clear delivery of the message. That's all he was responsible to do. Then we got another example. March 1st, 1974. It says Muslims import over 2 million pounds of fresh fish. Once again, clear delivery of the message. Yeah. All I got to do is show you. The Holy Quran, most of it, is directed at me because that's a big job for a person to tell you that the deaf, dumb, and blind black man, all the teachings in the Holy Quran ain't for bus stop bishop. Most of the teachings in the Quran ain't for you. The teachings, most of it is for me to resurrect you. That's the hardest problem to solve. The messenger said when Master Farad Muhammad, God in person, chose him, he said, you have the hardest job that any man that ever lived had. Yes, sir. That's the message. To resurrect the deaf, dumb, and blind black man.
Yes, sir.
And that's why in the Holy Quran, Allah tells us, only job he has is to deliver the message. Because if we get him through the guidance of Allah, if Allah can take the message, have him resurrect the black man who was in the Bible called dead. Dead to the knowledge of self. Don't even know who we are. Don't know our language. Separated from our own people to now, we have no resemblance to them at all. So the message, with divine guidance, he was able to resurrect us. If you can't see that, you fuel for the fire. Because the Holy Quran says men are that, it says the fire fed with fuel. Men are the fuel for the fire.
Yes, sir.
So bust stop bitch and all our fuel for the fire. Let's go on even further with the message. So this already is an amazing accomplishment as it is. Because I only chose a few. Because there's so much history you can't talk about it all. So for the messenger just alone, just to get a boatload of fish, that's an amazing accomplishment in and of itself. He went to the country because I read in this Muhammad Speaks newspaper, it talks about the whole process of the messenger getting fish. This is something that Bus Stop Bishop Nathaniel can't do. That's why he liked the Bible. Because the Bible just talk about the black man going in being a slave. Lazarus standing at the rich man's gate. It talk about the curses in Deuteronomy 28. We ain't going to be able to buy and sell. That's what fakes do. The messenger interpreted all that for this fake, so now that's all he can do. Is take the same interpretation that the messenger gave the black man, he just regurgitated, but makes it for the Israelites. But the messenger, raising up a dead black man. So what happened first with this fish? The messenger said, I'm going to give it a trial run with Japan. Because the country that the messenger ended up going with was Peru. Yeah. But the first country that the messenger chose was Japan. This shows his divine guidance from Allah. That's why the messenger said clear delivery of the message. Because the messenger didn't have it easy. He had to go through a trial run with Japan. I think they said they got so many hundred thousands of pounds from Japan. Now that costs money. So they did a trial run with Japan. He found out that it was too expensive to use Japan, so he went with Peru. And I'm talking about, I'm just giving you an in general, but the whole breakdown is in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper. So that's an amazing feat in and of itself. So this came out March 1st, 1974. This Muhammad Speaks newspaper came out October 18th. So a few months later, the messenger already has in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, it says thousands of jobs for the black man. Read through to Allah. Just the messenger giving us a clear delivery of the message. Yes. Allah said we ain't bring you here to watch over them at all. They can accept what we want you to do. Clear delivery of the message. Just make sure they all hear what I told you to tell them. Now I'm saying we, because the Holy Quran a lot of times say we. He used the word we. But Master Farad Muhammad is the one true and living God. Pray due to Allah. He is the divine supreme being. Master Farad Muhammad is self-independent. So I don't want to give nobody the misunderstanding when I say we, because I'm trying to quote the Quran. It say we a lot. So it says thousands of jobs for jobless black workers come directly from Muhammad's Progressive Fish Program. It says from dock workers. Then you see all the dock workers on the dock. Then it says, to warehousemen, to transportation workers, to sales. It says Muhammad's fish imports mean real jobs saved for the black man. Just the messenger delivering the message clear to the black man. Yes, it ain't his job to watch over us. It ain't his job to worry about it. We turn away. His job is only a clear deliverance of the message. Yes, and the messenger did his job. Because I used to drive trucks. And I'm telling you, the first time I saw this this Whiting H&G operation, I was impressed. I was blown away. Because the first thing I saw was the kind of trucks the messenger had. The messenger had the top of the line. I saw a picture one time. That incident where they said that Captain Ali Rashid had all them brothers go offload that ship. I saw a picture of that. They had trucks parked out on the pier waiting for them brothers to offload all that. I'm talking about Peterbilts and Kenworth. Top of 200, because the messenger had it in the $200,000 trucks on the pier, truck and trailer, waiting for them brothers to offload. Did you see nothing but brothers offloading big crates of fish? That was just amazing to me. So the messenger, with the deaf, dumb, and blind black man, he ain't saying thousands of jobs just for the American, He says thousands of jobs for the black man. Yes. When he got the bank, he ain't say I'm just opening bank for the black man. Because the messenger said that most of the teachings of the Holy Quran is directed at him. Because he is the one who is commissioned to resurrect the black man. So in this, Muhammad speaks, you can also see, and then it's another thing about the messenger. The messenger had heavy weights as the business managers. These brothers was, when you look at the Muhammad Speaks newspaper, when you look at these brothers who was over this business, these brothers was top brothers. It wasn't like he had dummies. It was an article that I forgot to bring. This sister was writing an article to the intellectuals, because intellectuals used to make fun of the messenger because the messenger only went to the 3rd grade. And this was one of them articles that was the whole page. So this sister was responding to the intellectuals. Blew me away. She started talking about all of the Muslims who had degrees. I'm talking about in the University of Islam with the Muhammad Speaks, the business, all these PhDs, master degrees. They said we are all under the divine leadership of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Yes, he only went to the 3rd grade. He said, but all of us with PhDs and master degrees follow his command. That article blew because I didn't know it was that many. Bro, I'm talking about it used to be brothers and sisters who would lead the devil to come work for the messenger. I'm talking about highly qualified black people. Because the messenger said, once again, his job is just to deliver the message. He said, I'm just here to tell you what somebody told me. And that's why I love reading the messenger. Because he was so plain. He never hardly really got excited. And I think, because I get excited and emotional a lot. I ain't gonna lie, I do. But the message, he never was real excited. He got excited sometimes. But he was just so plain, so calm. I'm talking about serious issues. He'll just say it like he know for a fact. Allah told me this and this is how it's gonna go down. He wouldn't say it like he was trying to convince you. He wasn't saying it like he was exerting so much effort to try to say it so hard. So no, this is what Allah taught me. Take it a let. In fact, he would say, try it if you like. That's what he told all them ministers in there with Malcolm. He said, if you are with me, 100%. He said, and he didn't say it as how I'm saying it now. He was real calm. I try to be calm, but I'm emotional. But the messenger was calm. He was like, if you with me, it wasn't even that high pitched, but he was saying, if you with me 100%, Allah's with you 1,000%. He said, but if you deviate from me, he deviates from you. He said, try it if you like. You will be like a blind man trying to feel his way in the dark. And he just left it at that and moved on. Yes, that's how the message, that's why I know he is the messenger of Allah. Okay, well, no, I don't care if next year bus stop can come with 50 million black people. In my eyes, it'll be 50 million minus the few followers of the message. Yes, sir. I don't care nothing about this fake. That's why I talk about him every week. But let's get back to the message. So you had the messenger in the Muhammad Speaks newspaper giving us a clear delivery of the message. So then you also had, this comes from the March 1975 Jet magazine. It says the Honorable Elijah Muhammad builds a kingdom here on earth. Yes, sir. Because the messenger said all his job is to deliver a clear delivery of the message. Everybody saw him. It's so plain and clear that when they don't even believe in the teachings of the messenger at all. They lost farms. They ain't Muslims. But when they saw the messenger's work, they say he's building a kingdom on earth for the black. A kingdom. That's the message. He delivered a clear delivery of the message. It ain't his job to watch over us. It ain't his job to be worrying about it. We turn away. And it says, even if we cause you to die, and you don't even see what we promised them, all you worry about is a clear delivery of the message. Yes. And that's what the messenger did. Because this is the black news, because I couldn't bring them all. This was Jet magazine in March. Then you had, this comes from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. This is March 2nd, 1975. It says, Elijah Muhammad, builder of a nation. Yeah. This the message. So what bus stop about to tell us? All he doing, and this, I ain't going to talk about the fighting stuff till last. But all he do is he benefiting from the fact that Louis Farrakhan is a hypocrite. Yes. Let me read to you just a little bit. Now they said that the messenger didn't teach the Holy Quran. This what I told you comes from the June 6, 1968 or 1969. It's the June 6, 1969 Muhammad Speaks. The title is called, it's one because the messenger has several articles. One of the titles is called Certainty of Punishment. In his Holy Quran 76, 7, and 8. He quotes that. Then he tells you what the Quran is for him, what it means for us. Then the messenger also has teachings of the holy. This the fighting stuff that the messenger used to talk. Let's talk just a little bit. It's quoting verse 51, and it quotes certain verses all the way up to verse 81. So verse 57 says, it says, O you who believe, take not for friends those who take your religion as a mockery and a sport. Yes. This the message. Bus stop bishop ain't never seen a Muslim. He see that hypocrite Louis. And the same disease that Louis got in his heart, he teach the rest of them to have. Because the messenger say we don't befriend. And it's the stuff I like, because this the fighting stuff that bus stop bishop don't see. The messenger said we don't befriend those or disbelievers who take our religion for a mockery and a sport. So you can go to the I think it's December of 1964, Pittsburgh. I forgot to write the article, the date. But it was the ending months of 1964. It was on the front page of the Pittsburgh Carrier. Akbar Muhammad. Because we talk about Wallace all the time. We talk about Malcolm. Let's talk about Akbar. Akbar was in Egypt. The messenger told him, I want you to go to New York and other temples and denounce Malcolm X as a hypocrite. So Akbar told him, I ain't doing that. I don't want to denounce Malcolm X. So he started arguing back and forth with the messenger. Because what happened is when he came back from Egypt, he was interviewed over the radio. So they had transcripts of his interview in the Pittsburgh Carrier. He was telling everybody how his father wanted him to denounce Malcolm X. He was telling he had some degree from Al-Azhar. He knew Muslim law, jurisprudence, or something like that. He had some degree in Islamic law or something. So he thought he knew better than the messenger. So the messenger telling him to denounce Malcolm. He said he ain't doing. So he said the messenger told you if you don't denounce him, then you get out of here and I'll never want to see you again.
Yes, sir.
That was the messenger.
Yes, sir.
That's what Bus Stop Bishop ain't never seen a Muslim. He deal with this hypocrite Lewis. Lewis don't be teaching no Islam. He teach that hypocrite stuff. Because the messenger was our prime example. When the messenger said we don't befriend disbelievers and hypocrites, even if they're your nearest of kin, he wasn't just talking some talk. We saw him. Because, let's go on even further. In the January 1965, Muhammad Speaks newspaper, it's called Decree Akbar Muhammad. Messenger had in the box. It said, I'm paraphrasing, but it's in the January 1965 Muhammad Speaks. Messenger had in there Akbar Muhammad, his own blood son, his youngest blood son. Say Akbar Muhammad, he was in New York. He said things that go against the teachings of the messenger. He said the messenger has classified him as a hypocrite. The messenger was our prime example.
He was.
So we in the nation, let's just talk about Bus Stop Bishop for a minute. We see the messenger quote for us, the Holy Quran, that say we do not befriend those who take our religion for a mockery and a sport. We see the messenger have his top representative, Malcolm X. He denounced Islam. He started making a mockery of Islam. He started using Islam as a sport. So we as Muslims see the messenger have his head rolling in the paper.
Right.
His top representative, his head rolling in the... I love that. Show you how the messenger was, whatever gear you in, I'm in it too. His head rolling in the paper. Then we see Wallace, his other son, who the messenger said he loved. Messenger talked about how he wanted so bad for Wallace to be able to be a top minister in Islam. He loved Wallace. But when Wallace turned against Master Farad Muhammad, Messenger he a hypocrite.
Yes.
Messenger say, I don't care if Wallace burned, broiled, or boiled in hell.
Yes, sir.
That's what he said about Wallace. This was the message. Now, if he our prime example, we see him going this hard, that's going to cause us to go hard for Islam, because he is our prime example.
Yes.
So let's fast forward to Bus Stop Bishop today with this hypocrite Louis Farrakhan. He ain't got to worry about Muslims saying nothing or doing nothing to him. He is making a mockery of our religion, and he's making a mockery of the message. But let's go on, because there's one more thing I want to talk about the history, and I know this can take me all the way up. So let's talk about some more history of the black man in the Quran, because they say that the Quran don't talk about the black man's history. Let's talk about this. Comes from the May 2nd, 1969, Muhammad Speaks. And the title of the article is called Old World Going Out, New World Coming In. This is an article from Marjorie Hassan. It says Muhammad answered to the prayer of Abraham. Because the bus stops say the Quran does not have prophecies and it don't talk about the black man. They say the Holy Quran is the Arab's book. Now we'll deal with that later too. But this is a prophecy of Abraham praying for the messenger. Because in the Bible, in Genesis, I believe it's the 18th chapter, it says, know of a surety, talking to Abraham, this God talking to Abraham. It says, know of a surety that thy seed will be strangers in the land and will serve them for 400 years. That's what it's saying in the Bible. The Bible don't talk about how Abraham prayed for a messenger to be raised up among his seed. It don't talk about that. But let's talk about Sister Margie Hassan's article. It says Abraham prayed. Holy Quran 2:129. Our Lord, and raise up in them a messenger from among them who shall recite to them the book and the wisdom and purify them. Surely thou art mighty the wise. Now, Orthodox Muslims believe that's talking about Prophet Muhammad. We don't believe that. We know for a fact it's talking about the message. Praise due to Allah. But let's show the bus stops. Because the messenger said his job is to give us a clear understanding or a clear delivery of the message. So let's talk about this verse. Because when Abraham, in this prophecy, it says that Abraham wants us to have a messenger. It says a messenger from among them who shall recite to them the book and the wisdom. What's the book? The book is the Bible. That's what the messenger taught us. Now let's see what the Holy Quran says the book is. This comes from chapter 2, verse 79. It says, woe then to those who write the book with their hands, then say, this is from Allah. This talking about them no good blue-eyed Israelites, Jews, and Hebrews. It says, woe to them. It says, woe then to those who write the book with their hands, then say, this is from Allah, so that they may take for it a small price. It says, so woe to them for what their hands write, and woe to them for what they earn. So when you go to the footnote is 17a. It says the alteration and corruption of the Bible, the Old Testament as well as the New Testament, spoken of in verse 75, and repeated here meaning I read verse 79. So it talks about them corrupting the Bible in verse 75 and verse 79. He says the alteration and corruption of the Bible, the Old Testament as well as the New Testament, spoken of in verse 75 and repeated here, is now an established fact that the alteration spoken of in verse 75 was an alteration of the words of the text, is made manifest here. They write the book with their hands, then say, this is from Allah. These alterations they affected for their own selfish ends, they may take a small price. So the book is talking about the Bible. Now let's give another example. This one is verse 75. It's the previous verse. It says, do you then hope that they would believe in you? And a party from among them indeed used to hear the word of Allah, then altered it after they had understood it. And they know this. This talking about the Bible. They altered the Bible after they understood it. This talking about the Israelites. But let's go on even further. Let's go to the footnote. The footnote is 115. it says that the Israelites did not preserve their sacred books in their purity is a constant charge laid by the Holy Quran against the Jews. Now this shows you the hypocrisy of that hypocrite Louis Farrakhan. Yes, sir. And that's why Bus Stop Bishop can slander the message, because Farrakhan is a hypocrite. Yes. The messenger said that the Holy Quran verifies the truth of the Bible, because the Bible is the book that exalts the children of Israel. It exalts the Israelites. It exalts the Hebrews like they God-chosen people. That's what they altered after they understood. The white man understands that he's an enemy of Allah. Yes. He understands that he has favor to rule for 6,000 years. Yes. So because he has favor, Allah sent them a messenger or a prophet named Moses. The white man had faith. He took the scriptures of Moses, which is called the Torah, and he altered it. He took all of that. The covenant is with Isaac, garbage that it be taught. The covenant was with I, it wasn't with Ishmael. Now, just to show you how silly all this covenant with Isaac stuff they be taught. They call all the Muslims Ishmaelites. That's supposed to be them tracing Ishmael all the way to the white Arab. Why you start with Ishmael? Why you don't call them Abrahamites? Right. Why they not Isaacites and Jesusites and Mosesites? Why is just one person they call an Ishmaelite? He's supposed to represent all of the Muslims. So if you accept Islam, you're an Ishmaelite. But Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob with these Israelites, these Jews, because it was altered. If my father is a black man, my brother a black man, I'm a black man, so our children gonna be black people. Why you gonna say I'm Khalil or I'm my brother, let's say his name is Harvey. He a Harveyite, but I'm Khalil. It's my daddy, it's me, and then it's my son. But my brother, he a Harveyite, and his people somebody different from me. That's why they altered the scriptures. Yes, sir. If these two are Abraham's sons, they both the same. His son, that's where it says Abraham's seed. Yes. It don't say Isaac. It's just Abraham's seed. Abraham said, raise up a messenger from my offspring that will recite for them the book and the wisdom. That's the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, without doubt, was the one who recited the Holy Quran and Bible for us. Yes. Now let's go on with this footnote. It says that the Israelites did not preserve their sacred books in their purity is a constant charge laid by the Holy Quran against Jews. In fact, the alterations and corruptions of the various books of the Bible is now proved beyond all doubt. So this was the favor that was given to the bus stops. Because unlike the Bible say that only prophets came to, in this how bus stop bishop cherry pick. Because he don't give you the understanding. Because when you say you doing a favor for a person, I remember I used to work or in the Navy. I used to be the one that brothers used to ask for money on payday. Now we all working in the Navy. We all getting the same amount of money. But they want me to do them a favor. Because we all getting paid. But for whatever reason, he's spending his money and ain't managing it right. So he need me to do him a favor. Same with the Israelites. In the Holy Quran, it says, I send prophets and messengers to all nations. Everybody got a prophet. But the Israelites, they needed special favor because they murdered the prophets. That's the special favor that the Quran is talking about. The Israelites altered the Torah. They altered the gospel. God, Allah did not destroy them. That's favor. That don't mean if I do a favor for one of my friends, that don't mean he my best friend. Is he need a favor? The rest of my friends don't need a favor, but he needs a favor. That's what the Holy Quran talking about. Read to Allah. Because in the Bible, it says that they gave Adam dominion. They told Adam to replenish the earth. Adam was an Israelite. Adam was a Jew. Adam was a Hebrew. Because Jesus, wrap this up. In Matthew 23, Jesus told the Israelites, the Jews and the Hebrews, he said, all of the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from righteous Abel to Zechariah. Now, this Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob stuff they be talking about, that they come from. How could Jesus say from Abel? He didn't say from Abraham. He said all of the righteous blood shed on the earth because of them Israelites. All of it. So why would God choose them as a special people? But they had favor. They had time to rule. So they could take the Torah and alter it. They could take the gospel and alter it. But the messenger said Jesus was the last prophet sent to the Jews. Yeah. They didn't play them games with Muhammad. And that's why. Don't nobody, them Jews and them Hebrews and them white people, they don't like Muhammad. They don't accept Muhammad as a prophet. Because Muhammad's history and the messenger's history is the same. They was fighting for Islam. Right. It say, why did we take Jerusalem from the devil? The messenger told us. He said that Prophet Muhammad was the most successful prophet out of all of them. Yes, he said Jesus didn't convert the Jews, nor did he change Palestine at all. He said that Prophet Muhammad almost converted the whole world with Islam. Him and his successors. And that's what these Hebrews, Jews, and Israelites don't like. Because Jesus was their last chance. Jesus came. They rejected Jesus. Jesus said, I send you wise men and prophets. Some of them you give a lie. Some of them you slay. That's the Israelites. So when the wise man named Prophet Muhammad, God raised him up in Mecca, Arabia, they didn't accept Muhammad. They said Muhammad is not a prophet, just like they said about Jesus, just like they said about Moses, but they was able to alter their scriptures. They was able to put in the Torah talking about the covenant as was Isaac. They was able to put into the New Testament talking about Jesus coming back to save the world. But Muhammad don't talk about that. Muhammad says, don't befriend those who take your religion as a mockery. It says, don't take the Jews nor the Christians for friends, for they are friends of each other. That's Muhammad. Well, brothers and sisters, we don't want to prolong the time. So I leave you as I came in the Nation of Islam's greeting words of peace of Assalamu alaikum.
Enjoying the show? Help keep us on the air. 313-371-7033. That's 313-371-7033 to make a donation.
Brothers and sisters, we rise for prayer. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the beneficent, the merciful. So, Master's Day of Judgment in which we now live. Thee alone do we serve, and thee alone seek for thine help and aid. O Allah, please guide us on the right path, the path of those upon whom thou spill thy favors, not on the path of those upon whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray after they heard thy teachings. Say he Allah is one God, Allah is he of whom nothing is independent, but upon whom we all depend. He begetteth not, nor is he begotten, there is none like him. And I bear witness that none deserve to be served, worship, or praise besides Allah, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. And I bear witness that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is that true servant and last apostle. Ameen. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us not to do anything to anyone that we wouldn't have done it to ourselves, and treat everybody right, even the devil. Assalamu alaikum.
What the black man and woman needs to know about the nation, about the world, about themselves. Muhammad Speaks It. To order your 12-issue subscription to Muhammad Speaks newspaper, 313-371-7033. 313-371-7033. Kareem Bean Pie is the grand champion of all bean pies. The rich flavor and smooth texture takes this pie to a whole new level of delicious. One bite and you'll understand why people all over the country call daily to order Kareem Bean Pie. 313-371-7033. That's 313-371-7033. Kareem Bean Pie.
This bean pie is delicious.
Muhammad Speaks presents Messenger Elijah Muhammad's Teachings by Minister Khalil Shabazz every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. at Muhammad's Temple of Islam, 12609 East McNichols Road in Detroit.